Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology. So in the past 1 week or so, there are many Wing Chun friends online chat with me on does one's Wing Chun work under pressure? So different friends have their different opinion and so forth, so forth. These days, I really say yeah with everybody. Why? Because if people don't listen, they will never change, and there's no point to try to explain this, try to explain that, because everybody have their own mind made up. As for this, can one's Wing Chun work under pressure? Really, if one really want to solve it, the bottom line is momentum. Can one handle momentum? If one never been trained in handling momentum, how is the technique works under pressure? How is all this hand technique work under pressure when the body and the footwork and the entire momentum not known? So that's why I choose to keep quiet. More and more, I'm choosing to keep quiet. Why? What is the point? Because many of our friends, they just want to get their idea heard. They don't really want to solve problems. And we human is like that. Okay? Now, so if one really wants to solve this, be able to function under pressure stuff, actually one don't even have to solve this. The root is momentum, recycling momentum. If one be able to handle momentum and recycling momentum, you don't talk about working under pressure. The reason for all this pressure, which I have heard for past 1 week, is because of do not be able to handling momentum or impose momentum. And how is it supposed to handle momentum if one have this wooden dummy and try to move as fast as possible with the strikes? Or having internal power standing there, try to take any force into their body. Well, in the real life, one have to move in a big amplitude of range, angle, and level. How is it supposed to be chain pan, playing your wooden dummy very fast? Works. When you get into the real life of you need to change the range, change the angle, change the level. One practically don't have that training to handle this body, to handle the impulse momentum generations. It is a complete different world. I still remember about 50 years ago, I always think, why is it when I go sparring in the Kyokushin class, so different than Wing Chun, where you talk about hand and this and that? Even at that time, it doesn't seem to be living in the same world. This is about 50 years ago, 1973, 74. And of course, after looking different stuff, questioning the Sifu, and get screamed by the Sifu, then I know not to question other people, just found out what is the bottom line. And this is reality. This is not about superhuman being, superhero, grandmaster. No. How is that thing supposed to work? Because in the reality, it is a momentum play or impulse momentum play, which is involving changing the range, the angle, the level. Without that training, how is it going to be able to handle under pressure? So the term created, be able to handle things under pressure. Why is Thai boxer don't have that term? I have never heard about that. Why is Western boxing do not have the term? Why is Kyokushin do not have the term? I start Kyokushin since 1973 until today. I never heard about the term has to work under pressure. Kyokushin has to be work under pressure. I have many Thai boxing friends when I was young, 1973, 74, until 78, before I go to college. Even Western boxing friend when I was in college, the boxing club friend, never heard about it. So the issue is, one simply cannot stand there, practice your chain punch, practice your wooden dummy in the fast hand or whatever, and then be able to take force to solve that real life problem of impulse momentum handling. One can. And in fact, when I found out the Shaolin Short Strike Classic, the first Q&A is about recycling momentum. So, when I wrote the Restricting Wing Chun, I put on the training of handling the recycling momentum. And that's why chapter 4, chapter 5, is all about recycling momentum. And because I want to get people to have a feeling what is going on. That's why I have this multi-directional force tools there. So that people can really experiment with it, experience with it. Unless this momentum and the recycling momentum thing solve, it is actually always has to face that pressure, work under pressure or not work under pressure thing. Because one not be able to move in the three-dimensional range, angle, and level. Won't be able to play. So do we want to keeping whining about this under pressure, working under pressure, or showing our superiority complex, saying that my staff have to work under pressure, my staff have to, my staff is working under pressure, your staff cannot working under pressure. We want that, or we want to solve the thing entirely and nobody need to heard about this handling under pressure stuff, working under pressure stuff, like Kyokushin, like Western boxing, like Thai boxing like our friend, or we want to get stuck with my Wing Chun can work under pressure. Your Wing Chun cannot work under pressure. And then when you want to challenge somebody, you say, can your Wing Chun work under pressure? Do you want that? Or we want to once for all solve it? So if we want to once for all solve that, the solution is here. It is the Shaolin Sword Strike Classic. They already solved for us at least, if it is 1800s, 1700s, 200 something years ago. So why using that term, which is the working under pressure term, as some kinds of sometimes people use it as some kind of superiority complex to question other people, where it is a term which is not needed at all. As what I said, I am in Kyokushin for so long, I never heard about that term. Why? Because everybody training momentum. So if really people are serious about this, it's a short strike. Wing Chun is a short strike, like it or not, you cannot deny it, you cannot avoid it anymore. After I share this, how the thing will link together. Just follow the Shaolin Sword Strike instruction. Be able to handle this body, that's the first thing. If the body cannot pair up, the body cannot, and the leg cannot pair up, the handling of the momentum cannot be done, then always there will be under pressure. It doesn't work. And how difficult it is to experience that? As I show here with the multi-dimensional, multi-directional strength tools, it's just this. Just play with it every day until one gets used to the body without this thing in the real life. Then there's no pressure. Not this arm. Hand techniques, no matter what you do, it's not going to have enough amplitude or magnitude for handling range, angle, level. You put your hand techniques only here, Tan Pong Fu. You never cover that space of range, angle, level, momentum. Because when you go one way, you want to go back, there's another momentum you need to handle. You need to recycle. From here, you want to turn change. There's always momentum you need to recycle so that you'll be able to flow instead of start, stop. I can only go forward. I don't know how to go sideways. I don't know how to go backward. And in fact, as in chapter 4 and 5, the momentum, you go forward, you can go backward right away. Conserve the momentum, reduce the momentum. So, like the vaccine of the COVID-19, until this is solved, there is no solution. But if you solve it this way, there is no problem. So make it a daily life. It's all multi-dimensional change and multi-directional force, strength using. No longer just straight line, tan bong fo, going chain punch. It's flow. So as the other day I said, Bruce is described the momentum handling, not philosophy. Look at his body, how full it is. So this is to share with you. I know many might not like this video, and my goal is one thing. You want solution? This is the solutions. And I don't create the solution. It is from the ancestor, from the Shaolin ancestor. Take it or leave it. Or you keep want to using that term, handling or working under pressure. For me, I don't think that term is needed. That's why I said Kyokushin doesn't use it, doesn't have that term. Thai boxing doesn't have the term. Western boxing doesn't have the term. Why do Wing Chun need that?